Today, I want to start with small questions on partnership admission which are given in section D. Observe the first question. State the various issues which will arise at the time of admission of a new partner. So, which are the matters to be considered at the time of admission of a new partner? Observe. Following issues which may arise at the time of admission of a new partner. 1. When a new partner is admitted into the partnership firm, he is given a share in profits. So the determination of new profit sharing ratio after admission is the first important issue that arises at the time of admission of a partner. Now, when a new partner is given a share in profit, that share is sacrificed by existing partners. So, total of sacrifice made by existing partner is equal to a share of a new partner. So, calculation of share sacrificed by old partners and sacrificing ratio is the another issue to be considered at the time of admission of a partner. Now, when a new partner is admitted into the partnership firm in an established firm, the established partnership firm has more profit earning potential as compared to a newly started partnership firm. When a new partner is admitted, he is entitled to have a share in more profit earning potential of the existing partner, and to have that right, he is required to contribute for goodwill. The goodwill is the value of super profit earning potential of a firm. So, existing firm has a more profit earning potential as compared to a newly started firm. That capacity, excess profit earning capacity, may be identified as super profit, and the capitalized value of that super profit may be identified as goodwill. So, valuation of goodwill and its accounting treatment is the next important issue that arises at the time of admission of a partner. In valuation of goodwill chapter, we have understood this concept about how the goodwill is being valued. Here the most important or significant point is how to account for goodwill at the time of admission of a partner is the important issue. Next. When a new partner is admitted into the partnership firm, there is a change in the profit sharing ratio. Whatever the profit existed in a firm till the date of admission, that will be distributed in the old profit sharing ratio, and profit subsequent to it will be distributed in the new profit sharing ratio. Now, how much profit existed at the time of admission of a partner? For that, all assets and liabilities are revalued, revaluation profit is worked out and distributed in the old profit sharing ratio. This is also one of the issues that we are required to consider at the time of admission of a partner. This we have studied in chapter 3. Accounting treatment of accumulated and undistributed reserves and profits. Now, from the date of admission of a partner, profit sharing ratio changes. So, whatever the accumulated profits and losses that are there in the business will be distributed amongst old partners in the old profit sharing ratio. That is also one of the issues that is to be taken into consideration at the time of admission of a partner. Now, when new partner is granted a share in profit, he is required to contribute for capital. How much capital should he bring? That is also one of the important issues to be considered. And after his admission, how the capital is going to be maintained, whether the profit sharing ratio or evenly or otherwise, that has to be decided. So capital to be brought by a new partner and the maintenance of capital by the existing partners, this is also one of the important issues that arise at the time of admission of a partner. So how many issues that arise? Determination of new profit sharing ratio, sacrificing ratio, valuation of goodwill and its accounting, revaluation of assets and liabilities and its accounting treatment, distribution of accumulated and undistributed profits, and capital to be brought by a new partner and capital to be maintained by the existing partners. All are the issues that are taken care of at the time of admission of a partner. Now let me take care of next question. Name the methods of accounting for goodwill at the time of admission of a new partner. Explain the premium method with illustrative journal entry. Now see. Goodwill and its accounting effects. Now actually, there are two methods for accounting treatment of goodwill at the time of admission of a new partner, which are as follows: premium method and revaluation method. So these are the two methods for accounting for goodwill. One is premium method. In premium method, whatever the cash is brought by a new partner to have a share in profit, whatever the amount of premium or goodwill brought by a new partner to have a share in profit will be distributed between sacrificing partners in the ratio of sacrifice. That is the principle of premium method. The another method is revaluation method, is generally applied when the new partner does not bring specific amount for goodwill. At that time, the goodwill is revalued and the revalued value of the goodwill is shown in the balance sheet. And subsequently what happens? The goodwill that is not brought then gets adjusted in the capital of a new partner subsequently. So in revaluation method, new partner does not bring cash for goodwill. The goodwill is revalued. The revalued value is either disclosed in the books of accounts or after admission, if it is decided to be written off, then it is written off and the book and the goodwill value shown in the balance sheet as agreed after admission, that will be nil or otherwise. Here I am required to consider premium method. As I told to you, in premium method, under this method, the new partner brings in cash to acquire co-ownership in an intangible asset known as goodwill. So new partner acquires co-ownership in the assets of the firm after admission. Goodwill is an intangible asset not disclosed in the balance sheet, that exists but is not appearing in the balance sheet. When a new partner is admitted, he also acquires a co-ownership in that intangible asset goodwill, and he brings cash in proportion to the acquisition of right to share the profit. Now goodwill is an intangible asset, not disclosed in the books of account, that exists with the firm. New partner is admitted, he also acquires the ownership therein. For that, he is required to contribute in proportion to his share of profit. So total value of goodwill, and suppose his share is 1/5, then total value of goodwill, suppose 50,000 into 1/5, he is required to bring 10,000. That 10,000 will be distributed by sacrificing partners in the ratio of sacrifice. The amount which the new partner brings in cash to acquire share of goodwill will be debited to cash and bank account and is credited to old partner's capital account in the sacrificing ratio. For this, the following journal entries will be passed in the books of the firm. Look at the journal entry. Cash and bank account debit for goodwill brought, share in goodwill brought by a new partner. Cash comes in, cash account or bank account is to be debited. So share of new partner in the total value of goodwill and is to be credited to the sacrificing partner's capital account in the sacrificing ratio. This is how the journal entry gets recorded under premium method. Now let me consider the next question. Write a short note on memorandum revaluation account. Now see, what is the purpose of memorandum revaluation account? Memorandum revaluation account. The other name for memorandum revaluation account is also pro forma revaluation account. Now see, memorandum revaluation account accounts for revaluation of assets and liabilities without changing the book value of these assets and liabilities at the time of admission of a partner or reconstruction of a firm. So purpose of memorandum revaluation account is to account for the changes in the values of assets and liabilities without changing the book value of the assets and liabilities. That's the clear part. How to do that? And when it is done at the time of reconstruction of a partnership firm, or reconstruction may imply either change in the profit sharing ratio, or reconstruction imply admission of a partner. Reconstruction also imply retirement of a partner. So in all these instances, we can prepare memorandum revaluation account, and the purpose is not to change the book value of assets and liabilities, though its revaluation accounting effect is given to the capital accounts of the partners. How to do that? Let us understand that. For this purpose, memorandum revaluation account is prepared into two parts: upper part, lower part, or first phase, second phase. They are the names generally given. So, in the first part, any increase or decrease in the value of assets and liabilities due to revaluation will be recorded, and arising profit or loss will be transferred to old partner's capital account in the old profit and loss sharing ratio, in old profit and loss ratio. So memorandum revaluation account is prepared in two parts: first part, upper part; second part, lower part. First part, first phase; second part, second phase. These are the words used. Now, in the first part, all the assets and liabilities, they are revalued. They are recorded in the first part: increase in the value of asset, credited; decrease in liability, credited; decrease in asset, debited; increase in liability, debited. And we can work out the profit or loss in the first part, and that profit or loss gets distributed amongst old partners in the old profit sharing ratio. Means all partners that exist in a firm before admission of a partner. Now, in the second part of memorandum revaluation account, in the second part of revaluation account, means memorandum revaluation account, all given accounting treatment in the first part will be reversed, brought back, and the arising loss or profit will be transferred to the partner's capital account, including new partner, in that new profit sharing ratio, profit or loss sharing ratio. Now in second part, what is being done? Whatever the revaluations are made in the first part are reversed. So increase in value of asset is reversed by writing exact decline in value of asset. Increase in value of liability will be reversed by writing exact decline in liability. So all revaluations recorded in the first part are reversed in the second part. By that what happens? The value of assets and liabilities that have been revalued will not change, because whatever the increase is made, same decrease is also made. So value of books and values of assets and liabilities do not change. But the important point that whatever the loss or profit, notice, in first part I have written profit or loss. In second part I have written loss or profit. So if there is a profit in the first part, in a revaluation account, then in second part there will be a loss. Or if there is a loss in the first part, then there will be a profit in the second part. That's why I have altered the sequence, profit or loss, here loss or profit, notice it. This loss or profit is distributed amongst all the partners after admission in a new profit sharing ratio. This is how the memorandum revaluation accounting is being done. Now observe. Since all revaluations accounting treatment are reverted back from first phase to second phase, from first part to second part, assets and liabilities would remain unaffected after revaluations. Therefore, all assets and liabilities would appear at old value in the books of the firm. So, whatever the purpose with which we have prepared memorandum revaluation account gets served, that object is achieved. Not to change the books, not to change the book value of assets and liabilities, that objective is achieved. And at the same time, the another objective achieved is that revaluation of assets and liabilities is also taken care of. That's an important part. I think you must have followed these things. Let me proceed to the next one. Next question. Sanket and Kiran are partners sharing profits and loss in the ratio of 4:1. They admitted Dilip with 1/5 share in profit. Sanket and Kiran sacrificed the share in profit to Dilip in the ratio of 2:1 respectively. Determine new profit sharing ratio of a partner. Now see. Sanket and Kirtan are the old partners, means partners in a firm before admission. Their share in profit is 4/5 and 1/5, implies that if profit of the firm is 5, 4 is received by Sanket, and out of 5, 1 is received by Kirtan. This is how they used to share the profits, and that is the meaning of 4:1. They admit Dilip with 1/5 share. So here, share gained by Dilip is 1/5. Now, Dilip gained 1/5 share. Out of 5, 1 rupee will be given to Dilip, and remaining 4 will be distributed between Sanket and Kiran. But this 1/5 is given to Dilip in which ratio? In the ratio of 2:1. So let us work out the sacrifice made by Sanket and sacrifice made by Kirtan. So this 1/5 share is given by Sanket and Kirtan in the ratio of 2:1. So 1/5 into 2/3 is the sacrifice of Sanket. I write this sacrifice with negative side, just for your better understanding. Kirtan has sacrificed 1/3 of 1/5, 1/5 into 1/3. So 1/15 is the sacrifice of Kirtan. Now I got the old share in profit. I also know the sacrifice made by the partners. On the basis of this, I can find out the share in profit after admission. That is known as new share. So new profit share is equal to old profit share less share sacrificed. So for Sanket, 4/5 is the old profit share. 2/15 is the sacrifice made. Now here 15 is the denominator. Here 5 is the denominator. So to have a denominator of 15, 5 will be multiplied with 3. So 4 numerator also gets multiplied with 3. So 4 3s are 12. 12 minus 2 divided by 15. 10 by 15 is the new share of Sanket after admission of a partner. Now I want to work out the new share of Kirtan. His original share was 1/5. He has sacrificed 1 by 15. 15 is the denominator, 5 is the denominator. To have a change in denominator equal to 15, we are required to multiply with 3. So 5 3s are 15 and 3 1s are 3. So 3 minus 1, 2 divided by 15. 2 divided by 15 is the share of Kirtan. Now I want to work out the share of Dilip. There is 1/5 I know. But for better understanding, total of sacrifice is equal to total of gain. So 2 upon 15 plus 1 upon 15 is equal to 3 by 15. 3 by 15 means 1/5 is the share of Dilip. So new profit sharing ratio is 10:2:3. 10:2:3 is the new profit sharing ratio. This is how we have worked out the new profit sharing ratio. Now next. Joy and Kishan are partners sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 2:1. They admitted Shankar with 1/4 share in profit of the firm. Out of his share, Shankar will obtain 1/15 share from Joy and balance remaining from Kishan. Determine new profit sharing ratio amongst the partners. Here also you are given the details of sacrifice. So from old share of profit, means share in profit before admission, from that we shall deduct the sacrifice made by a partner to have a new share in profit. So just observe. 2:1 is the profit sharing ratio. Means if 3 is the profit, 2 is received by Jay and 1 is received by Kishan. New partner Shankar is gaining 1/4 share in profit. So share gained by Shankar is 1/4. How this 1/4 share sacrificed by Jay and Kishan? You are told that 1/5 is the 1 upon 15 is the sacrifice of Jay. So how much is the sacrifice of Sanket? How much is the sacrifice of Kishan? 1/4 minus 1 by 15. So 1/4 minus 1 by 15. 15 ones are 15 minus 4. 11 upon 60 is the sacrifice of Kishan. So we have worked out the sacrifice. To have a new share in profit, old profit share minus share sacrificed. For Jai it is 2/3 minus 1 by 15. Here 3 is the denominator, here 15 is the denominator. To equate the denominator, 3 into 5, 15, 3 2s are 6. 3 5s are 15, 5 2s are 10, 10 minus 1 upon 15, 9 by 15 is the new profit share of Jai. Now I want to work out the share of Kishan. 1/3 was the whole share. 11 upon 60 is the sacrifice. To have a denominator of 60 common for both fractions. So 23s are. So 21s are. So 20 minus 11 upon 60. 9 upon 60 is the share of Kishan after admission. Share of Shankar is 1/4. To have a denominator of 60, it is multiplied with 15. So numerator and denominator both are multiplied with 15. So 15 by 60. So what's the new profit sharing ratio? 9 by 15, I want to convert it into a 60 denominator. So 15 4s and 9 4s are 36. 9 by 60 and 15 by 60. So 36 is to 9 is to 15. If you divide it by 12, 12 is to 3 is to 5 is the new profit sharing ratio. So 12 is to 3 is to 5 is the answer. Now I want to consider the next sum. Observe it. Raval and Dani are partners sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 3:2. So old profit sharing ratio is 3:2. They admitted Sardar as a new partner. The new profit sharing ratio was determined 12:8:5. 12:8:5 implies that if the total profit of the firm is 25, Raval receives 12, Dani receives 8, and new partner receives 5. This is the meaning of 12:8:5. At the time, at the time of admission, goodwill was valued at 75,000 and Sardar does not bring cash for goodwill. Raised goodwill is not to appear in the balance sheet. What does that imply? Raised goodwill not to appear in the balance sheet. So first we are required to raise the goodwill, and then to see that it doesn't appear, we have to write it off. Ask necessary journal entries for the above transaction. Now observe. Raval and Dani, old ratio before admission, that is 3/2, 3/5 and 2/5. New ratio after admission, 12/25, 8/25 and 5/25. Now you are told that at the time of admission, goodwill was valued at 75,000. So book value of goodwill was nil and its valuation was made at 75,000. So this is an adjustment value. You are also told that Sardar does not bring cash for goodwill. So goodwill has to be raised. So goodwill is raised in old ratio and disclosed in the balance sheet. So 75,000 has to be raised in the ratio of 3:2. Notice that determined value is 75,000, book value is nil, increase in value 75,000, that is raised in the old profit sharing ratio 3:2. So 75,000 into 3/5 and 75,000 into 2/5 is the effect to be given while raising the goodwill. So goodwill account debit to Raval's capital account credit. As I told to you, 75,000 into 2/5, 3/5, 45,000, and Dani's capital account credit to 1/5 of 75,000, that is 30,000. This is how goodwill is raised. After raising goodwill in this fashion, this goodwill may appear in the balance sheet at 75,000. Now raised goodwill is not to appear in the balance sheet. So after admission, the adjustment given to you partner wished not to disclose the goodwill. So goodwill, write off the total value of goodwill. Goodwill has to be written off. This is the implication of this statement. So goodwill is written off in the new profit sharing ratio. Book value 75,000, determined value nil, decrease in value 75,000. In a new profit sharing ratio, that is 12:8:5 is the ratio to be applied to 75,000 for writing off. And when we write off goodwill, goodwill account is to be credited and partner's capital account is to be debited. So here, Raval's capital account debit 75,000 into 12/25. Dani's capital account debit 75,000 into 8/25. And Sardar's capital account debit 75,000 into 5/25, 15,000. To goodwill account debit 75,000. So now goodwill written off. So balance sheet value that is going to be disclosed will be 0. This is how goodwill is raised and written off. At each stage, I have demonstrated the effect of raising and writing off of goodwill in the balance sheet for your better understanding. Here we have basically written 2 journal entries. And if you want to work out the net effect of these 2 journal entries, how do we do that? See, I want to work out the net effect of these two journal entries. First journal entry, goodwill account debit, Raval's capital account credit, Dani's capital account credit 30,000. This is the effect of first journal entry. I want to write the effect of second journal entry. Then I will work out the net of debit and credit. So here, Raval capital account debit 36,000, Dani's capital account debit 24,000, Sardar capital account debit 15,000, to goodwill account credit 75,000. So debit and credit is 75, no effect. Goodwill is written off. 45,000 credit, 36,000 debit, net effect credit 9,000. For Dani, 24,000 debit and 30,000 credit, 6,000 is the net credit effect. And here 15,000 debit, credit is 0, 15,000 debit. So if I want to write down the journal entry for the net effect, Sardar capital account debit 15,000, to Raval's capital account credit 9,000, to Dani's capital account credit 6,000. This is known as adjustment of goodwill to the capital accounts of the partners. We can have the same conclusion, same answer by preparing a working with different style. And that has been questioned to you in sum number 7. Pass journal entries without raising goodwill account, that is directly in the capital accounts of the partners. I have already demonstrated the effect, goodwill accounting effect directly to the capital accounts in the previous illustration, previous sum 6. But I want to repeat it and I want to disclose another style for coming to the same conclusion and same journal entry. Observe it. The old profit sharing ratio 3:2. This is the profit sharing ratio before admission. After admission, the ratio is 12:8:5. I want to work out the share sacrificed and gain. Share sacrifice is equal to old profit share minus new profit share. Sacrifice of Raval, I can work out 3/5 minus 12 by 25. I want to make a denominator of 25. 5 5s are 25, 5 3s are 15. So 15 minus 12 upon 25, 3 upon 25 is the share sacrificed. So out of 25 profit, 3 rupees, if suppose the profit of 25 after admission, then the sacrifice made by Raval is of rupees 3. That is, if you compare the distribution of 25 before admission and after admission, if 25 rupees is distributed between partners before admission and after admission, you will find that the sacrifice made by Raval is rupees 3. So 3 upon 25th is the sacrifice. Now if you want to work out the sacrifice of Dani, 2/5 was the old share, 8 upon 25 is the new share. If I want to make a denominator 25, so 5 5s are 25, 5 2s are 10, 10 minus 8, 2 upon 25 is the sacrifice. Now 2 upon 25 is the sacrifice. So out of 25, 2 is the sacrifice. Now if you observe, otherwise than this method, here the ratio was 3:2 between Raval and Dani. Here the ratio was 12:8 inter se between Raval and Dani, 12:8. So 4 3s are 12 and 4 2s are 8. So 3:2 is the ratio inter se maintained between Raval and Dani even after admission. So before admission it was 3:2. After admission the inter se ratio is 3:2. So the sacrificing ratio has to be in the ratio of 3:2, and we observe the same sacrificing ratio 3:2. So actually, there is no need to work out this sacrificing ratio as you find on the screen. you can understand straight away that the sacrificing ratio is 3:2. This is an objective style question. Now, the goodwill is to be adjusted to the capital accounts of the partners. Now the Sardar pays for goodwill from the capital account. Sardar is a new partner. He is admitted. He brings. Does he bring cash for goodwill? No, he is not bringing specific cash for goodwill. So do you mean to say that now he is not prepared to bring specific amount for goodwill? He should be allowed to do that. It should be connived. No. He has to pay the goodwill from the capital that he brings. So Sardar pays goodwill from his capital account. How much? For the share gain. So 75,000 into 5 upon 25, 1/5. He has to pay 15,000 from his capital account for goodwill. And this 15,000 as he pays from capital account. He is not bringing cash. So capital account of Sardar gets debited. This is how it is identified as goodwill adjusted to the capital accounts of the partner. Here, cash is not brought. It is adjusted to the capital accounts of the partners. So goodwill gets deducted from the capital account of Sardar. That is 15,000. Who will receive it? Rahul gets total goodwill 75,000 into 325. Rahul gets 9,000. Dani gets 75,000 into 2 upon 25. 9,000 and 6,000 is the amount received by Rahul and Dani. The amount received by Rahul and Dani is not received in cash. That has to be credited to their capital account because goodwill adjustment is to be recorded to the capital accounts. So the journal entry for that is Sardar capital account debit 2. Rahul capital account credit 2. Dani's capital account credit. This is how journal entry gets recorded. Now we can come to same conclusion in an alternative way. Just observe. Sardar pays for goodwill from capital account. I'm sorry, I should have read from capital account. 75,000 into 1/5, he has to pay 15,000. Now this 15,000 share of Sardar in goodwill distributed in the ratio of sacrifice, that is 3:2. While here the total goodwill is multiplied with share sacrificed. There's a difference between share sacrificed and sacrificing ratio. So if you want to apply 3:2, then you have to apply 3:2 to 15,000. 15,000 into 3 by 5. You will come to the same answer, 9,000 and 9,000 here. But here, if you take total goodwill 75,000 into consideration, you have to multiply with share sacrifice, that is 3 by 25. And if you want to consider 3:2, then 15,000 into 3 by 5, 9,000, you will get the same answer. But look at the multiplication and application of understanding. Dani gets 15,000 into 2 by 5, 6,000. So the journal entry is same. Sardar capital account debit 15,000 to Rahul's capital account to Dani's capital account. Just observe the difference. Here 9,000 is arrived at 15,000 into 3 by 5. Here 9,000 is arrived at 75,000 into 3 by 25. So share sacrificed multiplied by total value of goodwill is equal to 9,000. And 3/5 of 15,000. So share of Sardar in goodwill is to be multiplied with sacrificing ratio. Observe the difference. Now we have worked out this journal entry before also. Look at these two entries are same. Notice here also it is same. This is how the accounting for goodwill is explained to you. I think you must have followed this. Next. Next question. Dabe and Devani are partners sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 3:2. They admitted Patel with 1/5 share in profit. Goodwill account appears in the balance sheet at 60,000. Goodwill is revalued at 80,000 at the time of admission. So goodwill is revalued at 80,000 at the time of admission. Patel does not bring cash for his share of goodwill. Ask necessary journal entries in relation to goodwill and state at which value goodwill account will appear in the new balance sheet. Now see. This is another sum of goodwill accounting. That is under revaluation method. Dave and Devani are the partners sharing profits in the ratio of 3:2. So 3/5 and 2/5 is the share of each partner before admission. Patel is given 1/5 share. I want to find out the new profit sharing ratio. So suppose that profit is 1, 1/5 is given to Patel. So 1 minus 1/5. 1 minus 1/5. So out of 5, 1 is given to Patel. So 4 is left. So profit left 4/5. That is to be distributed in the ratio of 3:5. I'm sorry, 3:2. So 3/5 of 4/5. 12/25 is the new share of the way. Now 1 minus 1/5. So 4/5 is the profit left. 2/5 of 4/5. This is the new share of Devani. And I want to have a denominator of 25 for 1/5 share. So I multiplied with 5 by 5. So 5/25. So new profit sharing ratio is 12:8:5. Now see. Goodwill account appears in the balance sheet at 60,000. In adjustment, you are given that its valuation is made 80,000. Patel does not bring cash for his share of goodwill. So goodwill has to be raised. Goodwill is raised in the old ratio and disclosed in the balance sheet. Determined value is 80,000. Book value 60,000. Increase in value 20,000. The increase in value 20,000 will be credited to old partner's capital account in the ratio of 3:2. So goodwill account debit to the way capital account. 20,000 into 3 by 5 to Devani's capital account 8,000. This is how goodwill is raised, and old partner's capital account is credited with that increase. Now in balance sheet there is an increase of 20,000. Value of goodwill is how much? 80,000. Now this is the next question given to you. After solving this question number 8, now I start with question number 9, which is in continuation to question number 8. Goodwill account is to be written off after revaluation. Then pass the entries, journal entries, for the same in the books of the firm. Now this goodwill has to be written off. So after admission, partners have decided to write off the goodwill. Goodwill gets written off in the new profit sharing ratio, which I have already worked out for your understanding. Partner decide to write off goodwill after revaluation. Goodwill is to be written off in the new profit sharing ratio. So 80,000 in the ratio of 12:8:5. So the way capital account debit 80,000 into 12/25. Devani capital account debit 80,000 into 8/25. And Patel capital account debit 80,000 into 5/25. To goodwill account credit 80,000. When you write off the goodwill, decline in value of asset, that gets debited to the partner's capital account and goodwill account gets credited for that. Now in a balance sheet, goodwill is written off. So goodwill appears, after writing it off, it will appear at 0 value or goodwill won't appear in the balance sheet. This is how this sum is explained to you. Next. Question number 10. Sharda and Jamna are equal partners. They admitted Lakshmi with 1/4 share in profits of the firm. Lakshmi brings ₹2,000 in cash for her share of goodwill. Goodwill account already appears in the books at 15,000. Determine the new value of goodwill and pass journal entries to show the new value of goodwill in the new balance sheet. Now see. The old profit sharing ratio is equal 1/2, 1/2. new profit sharing ratio, 1/4 share is given to Lakshmi. So 1 minus 1/4, 3/4. That will be distributed equally between S and J. So 3/4 into 1/2, 3/8 is the new share of S, and share of Jamna 1 minus 1/4, 3/4 into 1/2, 3/8. I want to make a denominator of 8, so I multiply 2 into 2, 2/8. So new profit sharing ratio is 3:3:2. Now, goodwill account already appears in the books at 15,000. New partner for 1/4 share brings 2,000. So new partner brings cash 2,000 for 1/4 share. So 1/4 value is equal to 2,000. So 1/4 value is equal to 2,000. What is the total value of goodwill? 8,000. Also, 1/4 value is equal to 2,000. How much for total value? Valuation made 8,000. Book value 15,000. Valuation made 8,000. So there is a decline in value of goodwill. Now, see the most important point. Decreasing value of goodwill is debited to the old partner's capital account in the old ratio. How much is the declining value? New value 8,000, book value 15,000, decrease in value how much? 7,000. That will be distributed in the old equal ratio. So Sharda capital account debit 7,000 into 1/2. Jamna's capital account debit 7,000 into 1/2. So goodwill account credit 7,000. So new value of goodwill 8,000 will appear in the balance sheet after this entry. In the second phase, the goodwill that is brought by a new partner will be credited to the partner's capital account. Now the agreed value between partners is 8,000 and that value appears in the balance sheet. Now whatever the cash is brought by a partner for goodwill, for agreed value of goodwill, and that appears in the balance sheet of a new firm, then whatever the goodwill cash amount of goodwill brought by a new partner is credited to the capital account of a new partner. It cannot be distributed in the sacrificing ratio between sacrificing partners. Notice it. So here cash or bank account debit to Lakshmi's capital account credit, 2,000 appears to the credit side of Lakshmi's capital account and 8,000 appears on the balance sheet asset side. Total value of goodwill, share of Lakshmi is 1/4. So if 8,000 appears on the balance sheet asset side for goodwill, 1/4 there of 2,000, the capital represents the asset. So 2,000 appears in the capital account of Lakshmi and that's why it is credited to Lakshmi's capital account. Because capital represents the net assets. Next. Kaushik and Rajkumar are equal partners. Harshad is admitted as a new partner with 1/7 share of profit. Goodwill of the firm is valued at 42,000 at this time. So goodwill valuation is made 42,000. Harshad brings cash for his share of goodwill. Kaushik and Rajkumar has withdrawn 25% of their share of goodwill immediately. Ask necessary journal entries to record the above transaction in the books of the firm. Now see. Their old profit sharing ratio is equal. 1/7 share is given to a new partner. That share is sacrificed in equal proportion. So 1/7, 1/2 of 1/7, 1/4 is the sacrifice of Kaushik. 1/7 into 1/2, 1/4 is the sacrifice of Rajkumar. So here I have worked out the sacrifice and this is the share gain. Now 42,000 into 1/7 share. 6,000 is a cash brought by Harshad for goodwill. Cash brought by a new partner for goodwill distributed among sacrificing partners in the ratio of sacrifice that is equal. When you are not given the specific details of share sacrifice and the new profit sharing ratio, you have to presume that the old profit sharing ratio is the same as sacrifice ratio, or sacrifice ratio is same as old profit sharing ratio. So this gets distributed in the equal proportion. So 3,000 and 3,000, 6,000 into 1 of 3,000, 6,000 into 1 of 3,000. This is the amount that gets credited to Kaushik and Rajkumar's capital account for the sacrifice made. Look at the various style of writing the journal entry. Cash account debit to goodwill account. Goodwill account debit to Kaushik account credit 3,000. To Rajkumar account credit 3,000. The alternative style of writing the entry is to credit straight way to the capital account the amount brought by a new partner. Look at it. Cash account debit to Kaushik capital account. And Rajkumar capital account. The third style of writing the entry is cash account debit to capital account of new partner and new partner's capital account debit to Kaushik capital account and Rajkumar capital account. Now after writing the entries in this fashion, let us find out the amount withdrawn. 25% amount is withdrawn. So 3,000 into 25%, 750. Withdrawn by Kaushik. Same is the withdrawal by Rajkumar. When partner withdraws, partner is the receiver, debit the receiver, so partner's capital account debit. Cash goes out, cash account credit. So cash account credit is written 15,000. This is how this sum gets solved. Now next. Dave and Devani are partners sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 3:2. They admitted Patel with 1/5 share in profit. Goodwill account appears in the balance sheet at 60,000. Goodwill is revalued at 45,000. We have considered this sum. There is only one change, that goodwill is valued at 45,000. At the time of admission, Patel does not bring cash for his share of goodwill. Ask necessary journal entries in relation to goodwill and state at which value goodwill account will appear in the balance sheet. Partners do not want to show goodwill in the books of the firm. Now see. The old profit sharing ratio is 3:2. Patel is to be given 1/5 share. I want to find out the new profit sharing ratio. 1 minus 1/5, 4/5. 4/5 is to be distributed in the ratio of 3:2. So 4/5 into 3 by 5. 12 by 25 is the share of the way. 1 minus 1/5, 4/5 into 2 by 5, that is share of Devani. And I want to have a denominator of 25. So 5 upon 25. So new profit sharing ratio is 12:8:5. Now in balance sheet goodwill appears at 60,000. Valuation made at 45,000. Patel does not bring cash for goodwill. So goodwill is to be brought at a new value. If there is an increase, goodwill is raised. If there is a decline, goodwill is written off. So here goodwill is to be written off in the old profit sharing ratio. 45,000 is the determined value. Book value is 60,000. Decrease is 15,000. So here we write off the goodwill. So old partner Dave and Devani's capital account gets debited. So 15,000 into 3 by 5, 9,000. 15,000 into 2 by 5, 6,000 debited to Devani's capital account to goodwill account credit. Now balance sheet 60,000 minus decrease 15,000, 45,000 is the disclosed value of goodwill in the balance sheet after writing off 15,000. After admission, partners do not want to show the goodwill, so it is to be written off. This implies that the write off the total goodwill is written off in the new profit sharing ratio, that is 12:8:5. When you write off the goodwill, partners capital account gets debited. So the base capital account debit 45,000 into 12 by 25. The Diwali's capital account debit 45,000 into 8 by 25. Patel's capital account debit 45,000 into 5 by 25. To goodwill account debit 45,000. Now, how this goodwill will appear in the balance sheet? It was 45,000 and 45,000 written off. Goodwill appears at nil, means no goodwill appears in the balance sheet after you write off this 45,000. This is how the accounting for this sum is made. I think you must have followed all the questions that has been disclosed, demonstrated and explained here before you. You must have enjoyed it. Thanks to all of you.